Here goes. So first of all, we're going to remove the coconut from the coconut shell. So to do that, you just boil the coconut. You cut it in half, boil it in water for about 5 to 10 minutes, and that sort of softens it. And then you can just remove it with a butter knife. The whole coconut flesh will just pop out of the shell. So we're going to do that first. So just work around the edges of the coconut. Once you've boiled it for 5 to 10 minutes, let it cool, work around the edges, and then you'll see it will just pop out. The flesh will just pop out, just like that. There it goes, and there, you see there's still, it's not a hard shell that's on there, it's just, it can be just scraped off. Just use a potato peeler or just a knife, and you can just scrape it off. It comes off pretty easy. But the hard shell you see has been separated from the meat, all in nice one little package like that, just pops out of the shell, and that's just because you boiled it for 5 to 10 minutes. I've also heard that you can put it in the oven. Take the coconut milk out first though, put it in the oven and for 5 or 10 minutes as well too, and cook it at a high temperature, and then again the meat should separate from the shell. But I find it easier to boil it in a pot of water, 5 to 10 minutes, and then use a knife just to go around the edges and it will pop out.
Okay.
So we've just extracted some coconut, we boiled it, this is one we've already done, and then just got a butter knife and just pried it free from the shell. There's often a bit of brown you can see there. It's quite soft, but that just you can just peel that off. Just get a knife and just peel them off. That's what we've already done to all this here. We've peeled it all off once it's popped out of the shell. So you can see here we've got the bigger coconut pieces. They can actually just be, if you've got a grater here, just a normal cheese grater, just on the smaller whole section, you can actually just grate them into fine pieces of coconut, is the easiest way, and just the smaller the better. So as you can see, it's been grated down to fine pieces of coconut. We want it as small as possible, and obviously you can see it's all been grated right down. So this is what you're going to use to make the milk. So just grate it down, and there you go. You can see it's coming up nice and fine. That's what we're going to squeeze the juice out of that with the water, and that's going to make the milk for us. Now, just a tip: if your pieces of coconut are smaller, and if you want a faster method, and what we suggest, like particularly with these small pieces, and you want a faster method, what you can do actually is just use a blender. We're going to also use a blender. Just pop them into the blender, put a bit of water in there, and then put it on a high speed and just blend and blend and blend until you've got a nice smooth consistency. And then all you need to do is just strain it. We'll show you how to do that as well too. So the other method you can use is simply just to use a blender. And so what we're going to do is we just take these, there's a bit of brown, take these pieces here, just going to put them in to the blender. The bigger ones can just be broken up into smaller pieces or cut up into smaller pieces. You need a knife. And we're just putting the pieces into the blender. Okay, so what we're going to do is blend it, but to blend it, you do need to put a little bit of water in with it, because I find that if it doesn't have water, it doesn't blend very well. So, just going to use a little. Now I'm going to add the water here So just a little bit, just to get it started. You can add more water as you're going. I just want to have a little bit there because I really find if you have too much water, the blades don't seem to chop up the coconut as well. So here we go. So you can see there it's almost like grated it all. It's all chopped up finely, so that's what we want. So we're just going to add some more water. It's a little bit dry, so just a little bit more water. I'm going to blend it some more. That's coming up nice and fine, and you can see there's the liquids forming. See that milky liquid? That's what we're after. So we're just extracting as much of the liquid, as much of the milk from the coconut as we can. So it's looking good there. So the more we do it, the more milk we can extract from the coconut flesh. And add a little bit more water again. Just going to take this and put it into the bowl. So what we're going to do now, see how that is there? It's a lot harder this way, that's why we use the blender. So we just wanted to show you how to use a grater there. But we've grated up, we've got that much there. So what we're going to do now is just to combine it. We aren't going to carry on with this. We've just done that to show you how to use the grater. I'm going to combine it with my blended coconut milk because we're going to get more coconut liquid from what we've already done. So what we've done is, because we put the combine the grated coconut flesh with the blended, what we've done was just squeezed a lot of it. We don't normally do that if we just blend it, but because we've got grated ones in there, we've squeezed it in there. Just to extract as much of the liquid as we can from the grated stuff as well. And now we're going to sieve it. So what we're going to do is we're going to just sieve it into a plate here, just to capture all the juice. And then squeeze it. Just trying to squeeze every drop of liquid out of the meat. Again, like if you don't have a sieve, you can use a cloth, put it into a cloth and squeeze the cloth. But we're just going to squeeze it out of the through the sieve. So you might want to, as you're squeezing it, and as you've squeezed as much of the milk out of the flesh as you can, you might want to put it to the side, the stuff that you've done, so that it's not getting in the way. So just put it off to the side. You can actually, if you want to use that discarded meat there, you can actually toast it and make some toasted coconut and put on muesli. It tastes quite nice. So here we go. Just squeezing the liquid, and of course once you've got the liquid, if you want to water it down further, you don't want it so concentrated, you can. But once we've got the milk, we will actually store it and then use it as we need it. And once you've got the milk, if you put it into the refrigerator, put it into an airtight container, into the refrigerator, you can usually use it within up to 5 days or so. You can use it. It will store for that long. And like I say, if it's too thick, then just add more water to the liquid that you get, and you can dilute it down further. Remembering too that doing it this way, you don't have all the additives. It's all just coconut and water, that's all. You don't have any additives that they put into the coconut milk that you buy in the containers, or into the coconut milk that you buy from the cans. Most cans don't have additives. Cans I found are better, the coconut milk in a can, than in a carton, but by way far the best is obviously your own freshly made coconut milk. So that's the coconut milk that we've got. As you can see, it's half a cup, and it's quite thick and creamy. So if you wanted to dilute that down, you'd probably get a whole cup maybe of coconut milk, but that's quite a creamy, thick milk, half a cup. We used probably just over half a coconut to get that, maybe a bit more. And so you can use that for your dishes, for cooking. What I like to do is I like to use it in a smoothie. So what I've done with my coconut milk is I've made a coconut smoothie. I've added a couple of bananas, I've blended it, and along with some dragon fruit. And if you want to check out other videos on dragon fruit, we've also got a post on recipes, dragon fruit recipes, including smoothies. Go and check it out. But this is a coconut milk smoothie with dragon fruit and banana. So cheers up. That's delicious, all fresh.